Project Jupyter is a nonprofit open-source software project that coordinates the development and maintenance of the Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Hub, Jupyter Lab, and other data science and scientific computing tools. Project Jupyter also refers to the suite of tools built by Project Jupyter members in partnership with a global team of scientists, researchers, and developers over 15 years. The project is released under the modified BSD license, and development occurs publicly on GitHub, where members of the Jupyter community contribute and together move the project forward. The project has had a long history in the scientific computing community and has benefited from contributions from over 500 volunteer scientists and developers in academia, industry, and beyond. And of course, this rich community is what has made the project such a success. Jupyter operates under the Jupyter Code of Conduct, which enables a diverse community to contribute and participate. The Jupyter team is actually fairly small, about 18 to 30 core contributors at any time. Jupyter sustains itself as an open source project through academic grants awarded to the project's co-PIs, Fernando Perez at UC Berkeley and Brian Granger at Cal Poly University in San Luis Obispo. The project also partners with several institutional partners who have a vested interest in science, scientific computing, and data science. The Jupyter Notebook is the most well-known and the most central project within the Jupyter ecosystem. But what is the Jupyter Notebook exactly? The Jupyter Notebook is a software application that runs in your browser window. Note, it's not necessarily web-based. At its most basic level, it does not run on the internet, and it allows you to connect to the vast scientific computing and data science tools available in Python and many other programming languages. The notebook is used to combine text and executable live code to conduct and share a data analysis, kind of like an interactive laboratory notebook. The file type of a Jupyter Notebook is a .ipynb file, after its previous name, the IPython Notebook. Jupyter's roots are in IPython. IPython, for Interactive Python, was created in 2001 by Fernando Perez, and the IPython Notebook in 2011 by Min Reagan Kelly, Fernando Perez, and Brian Granger. Jupyter is the evolution of the IPython Notebook into a language-neutral or language-agnostic computing environment. IPython continues to serve as a default language, or what is known as the default kernel, in Jupyter. We'll learn about kernels later in the course. The Jupyter Notebook is described as the evolution of the IPython Notebook into a language-agnostic computing environment that supports approximately 100 programming languages, or kernels, including Python, R, Julia, and many others. The user community has written most of these kernels based on Jupyter's open protocol. Jupyter is a digital document that provides a way to centrally record your thoughts, code, and visualizations into interactive, exploratory, and reproducible computational narratives. It's a tool to explore, communicate, and tell stories about your data in a systematic, reproducible way. The underlying framework of the Jupyter Notebook is JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and JSON provides the ability to store diverse metadata in the notebook and create different types of cells, including markdown cells and code cells, which are the primary components of the Jupyter Notebook. The notebook's JSON looks like this. If you ever see this code when you're trying to open your notebook, make sure the notebook is saved with the .ipynb file extension. You can also see this view in GitHub when you open a document in GitHub and click Raw. This format is useful when exporting the notebook for sharing. You'll see this in action when we export our notebook to different formats in a later session in this course.